going to look at an application where we need to use an inequality. All right, so let's say that Amanda is going on vacation to Molokai with her sister Jennifer. So they're going to plan to rent a car from Rent-A-Wreck Rentals, and so the reservation fee is $65, and then there's an additional $20 for every day the car is rented. So let's say that we want to spend no more than $225 on the car. So what we spend, it can be equal to 225 or anything less than that. So we want to know how many days can we rent it. Okay, and we can assume that we're going to have to pay that $65. So even if I cancel, I'm still out the $65. All right, now if I rent it for one day, I've got that initial 65 plus the 20 for that day, so that's 85. The second day, it's another 20 on top of that, so it'd be 105. And we're just adding $20 every additional day. Whoops, 145. And so at 5 days, we'd be at 165. At 6 days, 185. 7 days, 205. 8 days, 225. 9 days, 245. Okay, so if we want to not go over that 225, we can see that 8 days is as many as we can get to. Okay, so rent, I guess complete sentence. They can rent the car for no more than 8 days. Now, we could have also used algebra. So if we have what we're going to spend, we can write a inequality for that. Okay, so we're going to spend $65 no matter what, and then plus $20 for every day we rent it, and we'll define our variables. So let's let x equal the number of days. Okay, so then what we spend can be equal to 225 or anything less than that. And then we can go through and solve that. We're going to subtract 65 from both sides. So we get 20x is less than or equal to 160. And then dividing through by 20, we would get x is less than or equal to 8. All right, so there's the solution to our inequality. And then with applications, I always want to just explain what that actually means in the context of this problem. Okay, let's try another one. All right, so this was spend no more than, and in this next one, we want to, we want to know how many weeks Mark can withdraw money and stay within his budget. Okay, so let's say that Mark has $950 in savings at the beginning of the summer, and he wants to have at least, so the savings that he wants to have at least a certain amount in his savings. Okay, so the savings need to be at least 50. All right, so if we think of our savings, they could be equal to 50, right? Could it be 49? No, that is not at least. So it's anything, it could be 51, 52, right? So in this case, it is greater than or equal to 50. All right, so now we need to think of an expression for his savings. So he's got 950. Now he's going to withdraw $75 each week for food and entertainment. So how many weeks can Mark withdraw money? So he's losing $75 from his savings every week, and that altogether needs to be greater than or equal to 50. We want to define our variable, so let x equal the number of weeks. And then we can go through and solve this. We'll subtract 950 from both sides. So we've got negative 75x is greater than or equal to negative 900. And we can divide by negative 75. But anytime you divide by or multiply by a negative, we need to change the direction of the inequality. All right, so now we have x is less than or equal to 12. All right, and so what does that mean? So Mark can withdraw money for no more than 12 weeks to stay within his budget. Okay, there we have it. All right, so this step right here where I was starting to build an equation or an inequality where I have it both in English and in math, and then I gave myself some examples like could it be 49, could it be 51? That's a really useful strategy to help you figure out which direction that inequality gets to go. All right, so there's applications with inequalities.